Naš odsegашен gostin, I will now switch to English, is Renate Lackner-Gass. Renate, please, welcome. Hello. Please. Trick. Hello, friend. Hello. Did you hear how I called you friend? And I know you only for one day now? You know, it's a feeling. It's not the knowing that I kind of feel for our relationship established 2 days ago. Isn't the whole CSR practice based not on the mind so much, but maybe on the relationship, emotion, these soft kind of topics? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of soft kind of topics, and it's all about value and being ethical at the end. And
yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Renate, as I have learned, you are a long-time friend of Macedonia also. How long have you been hanging around in Macedonia?
Besides hanging around, my first visit was 10 years ago, and yeah, I really fell in love with Skopje. I think I really liked it.
You liked Skopje 10 years ago or now?
Yeah, I think there are great changes, and it's very interesting to observe that.
What do you think about us as a nation? It's a couple of keywords that might picture us in your mind.
That's a good question. I think you're very relationship-oriented, and I like the habit to go out in the evening and to talk each other and to get friend. And so my colleagues are as well my friends now, and I really like that, and I'm really think how they are, and I often think as well when I'm Austria, I'm just give a thing or a small email or a phone with my colleague. A little bit more separated, yeah.
Well, in this regard, don't we all think that maybe we actually have a good ground for creating the good CSR? Because it is based on relationship. Our characters, our personalities as Macedonians maybe fit the profile, the frame needed that the successful CSR is implemented within the company.
Yeah, relationship is I mean, you are part of society, you're part of your community, and you as, on the one hand as person, as well on the other hand as company, you have to think, what can I contribute? Because I make some profit, but on the other hand, what can I contribute to society?
I'm curious about that process. I'm curious, how did you as a careful observer, now from this distance of maybe 20 years of EVN CSR activities, how do you perceive those steps? What was that process like for you to see things changing in your company?
Yeah, I'm 20 years within EVN, and as I come, there was no CSR department, and no one knows the term CSR. So I think it was not known, but even the company did it already. So it was nothing that was really, when I say it was, it's new, but we did a lot of things and we did not know it. So that this is CSR. Yeah, I came to the company and I worked in the investor relations department, and it was part of the communication department. And there we started to make the first sustainability report. And the sustainability report, we just made a status analysis, what we are already doing in case of sustainability. And this was very interesting because it was more bottom up, that I just asked all my colleagues, what are you doing? And I showed them, and then I put the report together. Mm-hmm. And we showed all the projects we did. Okay. And this approach now completely changes from what I'm doing today. Mm-hmm.
So basically, if some of the companies here decides to recruit you to develop their CSR, you would start where? What would be the first step you come to Macedonia, you already know us, you know we are very open people, etc., etc. What would you do to establish the proper CSR endeavors?
Yeah, I would suggest a 4-step program.
Okay.
So that you,
Of course.
With why, of course. Did you expect that?
Because it's structured, right?
To structure it. And the first is to make a mission statement, to make a vision. What is your vision? What is your mission? And companies have normally mission statements. So in your mission statement that you should do that. What is the societal purpose of your product? And it should be really connected to your core business. And then can see what can you contribute to society with your product. So, for example, if you produce cars, then it's not producing cars, but it's providing mobility to the people. That would be the purpose. So,
Okay. So
this is the first step.
Okay.
I would then to relate to your values, which company values do you have, and which things you don't want to do. Are there any things you do under no circumstances? And then I think in large companies you have a lot of managers, you have middle management. You have to involve them as much as possible. And we set up an organization where it's like a permanent project organization. So I have in every department, I have CSR network officers, and they are for me the link to the department, so I know what is going on in the department, what are the CSR topics, what are the topics on the one hand, and I can say, okay, we have this new program, please look at it, this is okay for you, what would you say? And then the management board, as all these middle managers, have to approve all the things we are doing. So they gave the budget, they gave the resources, they are very important for us.
they gave the amen. Okay, but what if the company is quite smaller and you do not have so many stakeholders within the company to count on? What would you do in a smaller company?
Yeah, I think in a smaller company it's even easier because the head of the company should communicate that. So
Yeah.
and
One
say
thing
that it is important for him, as in the beginning with the mission statement.
Mhm. But my point is, one thing is to have it top down, like we will do this CSR thing from now on, that period, and then you have to do it. And the other thing is to really awake that drive in the employees themselves. Do you think that the small actions might help build that? You know?
Yeah, in smaller companies, I'm always. We have one company in Croatia who is delivering gas, and there we have 40 employees. And what I'm doing there is do a workshop with all the employees and to involve them within the strategy. Mm-hmm. So they really know from scratch on what we are doing, and they can decide as well what are their activities. They propose the activities on your own. In this workshop, activities are proposed, and then the management or the head of the company says, yeah, we could do that, or we postpone that, or however.
Just like the Dutch ambassador did with the proposal of his employees. Okay. Sometimes, at times, CSR activities might be perceived by businesses or whoever does it as an waste of money, I would say, or maybe investment that will never come back, never return. So when somebody decides to enter the CSR activities, is it a decision that he can completely be confident about that it will return in any way to his company?
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, it's really the crucial thing is it has to be economic viable, your business, and CSR does not is against that. So there maybe, as Martin said, the profit maybe is a little bit lower, but you act responsibly. And the benefits there are some benefits as well, there's a lot of benefits, that on the one hand you have lower risk maybe because you ask your stakeholders, you have your material issues, so you detect a lot of possibly risks, as it's a part of risk management, but not alone. If you are, for example, a responsible employer, you attract more employees. You know the war of talents. For us, so we electricians are very rare on the employee market. So we attract more employees when they know, okay, you are a responsible employer. On the other hand, maybe your reputation is increasing, and as well the customers. When customers have the choice of products and the products have the same price, I suppose I would take the one who is more responsible, who is act more responsible.
But when designing activities related to the CSR of a big company, so it is somehow in a strategy or in a goal that you want to achieve, can some of the activities solve some problems, some issues that companies are facing on the market, maybe? You know, so you design your CSR activity so that it solves a certain problem that emerged.
We had in Bulgaria, we had problems with the Roma community. It's Stolipinovo. And there we said, okay, for us, security of supply is important. But there they had, on the one hand, they did not pay. And on the other hand, we switched off the electricity. So it was a lose-lose situation for everyone. But then we went there and we asked the community on the one hand, what do you need to pay? And we would like to give you electricity, but obviously you have to pay for that. And so we developed a program together with this Roma community. And there were several training things. We made a cash salon, we employed some people. But the most important thing, to build a relationship with the community and to have a basis to negotiate and to talk to them.
Okay, thank you. Please, thank you for taking part, because this is a session for you. You can talk in English or in Macedonian, so.
Very strange, even like company to provide energy efficiency projects. Very strange, because your profit will be down with this kind of stuff. But it's not my question. My question is, what do you think about green energy? And what about, because the European Union has a regulative to have 20% will be energy from that kind of resource, like green energy, water supplies, photovoltaic park, etc. How do you think this is small businesses? Do you plan to cooperate with small firms who produce energy in the future? Or what is the strategy? And you can advise for the business, is good for investing or not? What is your opinion about that?
Yeah, my opinion is that it is the future of energy supply, that you have a lot of small parts which are producing energy, and we call them prosumer. They are our customers on the one hand, and on the other hand, they are producers as well. And so I think in the future we have to change the energy system, and we are not in the future, we are on the way of that. In Lower Austria, where we are, there are 27,000 photovoltaic systems already in the grid, and we take them. So in Austria and in the European Union, in future it will be like that. I think there will be 100% renewable energies, and we will have to rebuild the system that this is functioning.
Okay. And that
I think it's a great investment opportunity.
Okay. Okay. If it is a technical question, I encourage you to drop it. Please.
Why company who produce electricity and sell it make energy efficiency projects? Because for you it's less profit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good question. In fact, the energy consumption is increasing, and it's not really less profit. So, but it's important for us, it's important to really educate people to use energy wisely. So.
Have you done any innovation projects about energy sustainability with cooperation with other companies or with community?
We have, so we detected that the CSR and innovation have a strong correlation. And so the innovation manager. We have an innovation manager, and she's part of my team. And so what we are doing regularly is to develop with customers some new product ideas or some new ideas how the energy system could be, or the energy providing for household customers could be in the future. So in Precise we did workshops, and this is a method, it's called Lego Serious Play. And we did workshops with this method with the customers in the last year.
What you are saying actually is, if you are in a riddle, what kind of CSR activities to take part in, then you first look into your mission of your company, then go for advices within your employees, but also you might want to address global issues like migrant crisis or poverty, etc., etc. This is what you've been saying. And the global strategy goals are the good resource.
They are very good resource, but you can't save the world. So it's just you should stick to the topic where you have impact and what is your core business. And the Sustainable Development Goals, they are not only for developing countries, but they as well for Austria, for example, or for Macedonia. And there are as well topics to address in every country. It's not.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And this last question for you. Being aware of many projects that your company is doing, personally, not in terms of the results, but personally, with which one of the projects are you really connected, and why, that you have done?
That's a good question. Yeah, there's one project I really love, and I have to admit it has been established before I was in the company. And it's our school project, because we said, okay, energy efficiency, to use energy wisely is a topic, and we would like as well to build consciousness with the public and how to do it, to educate people. And we said, okay, we would like to educate the children. And so we made a school, we have a school project where we go to primary school. On the one hand, we provide training materials, how to use energy wisely, on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have energy saving advisors, and they go as well to school and make hours there. And this is a real, I think, a nice and effective project, but it's 50 years old already.
Okay.
So
in the long run, it creates persons with values in regard to your issue. Okay, now finally, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. And we hope that we will have more chances to learn more about the depth of the endeavors in the CSR activities. Renate, thank you again.